yourself, or welcome back, whichever the case may be. Either way, I am so glad to have you here today. This video is part 3 of cognitive distortions. So what are cognitive distortions? Well, look, we've learned so far, right, that we can only control ourselves. Everything else we simply influence. We don't actually control it, right? So then we also learned, if you haven't learned any of this stuff, please feel free to go back through the videos that I've made prior to this one. Look at them at your leisure. I've tried to keep every video under 6 to 7 minutes because, you know, we're all busy. And this ought to be something that's relatively easy that you can incorporate into your daily or weekly routines so that you can better handle life on life's terms. I mean, that's really what we're all trying to do, just get a little happier, right? Okay, in the interest of time, let me get right on with things. So this is part 3. We are going to talk about cognitive distortions to assist you in changing the way that you think so that you can feel better. Okay, so how about mind control? You think certain thoughts or behaviors can affect others. Now, our behaviors do affect others, right? So what this really means is that if I say I think something like, you know, oh gosh, that neighbor's dog is so annoying, it barks so loud all the time, and I just wish it would just go away. And then I find out the dog got hit by a car. Did I cause that by thinking what I thought? No. That would be mind control. That would be the distortion that if I think something in my mind, then it might, in fact, come true in the real world. Next one, mind power. So this one is that you think you can control another person, their thoughts, feelings, or behaviors with your actions. So that would be something like, I am going to chase down this vehicle who just cut me off, and I'm going to cut them off, or I'm going to tailgate them, or I'm going to do some kind of maneuver, would be my behavior, right? In order to teach that guy a lesson so that he will no longer behave this way. So in other words, I am now thinking I can control his behavior, the way that he drives, through what I am doing. It's really ridiculous, right? The truth is all that is road rage, and it doesn't change anyone's behavior. They might realize that I don't like the way they're driving. They might even know already that they're not a great driver, right? I don't know. So I am definitely not controlling them with my mind and my behaviors. I can tell you that much. Mind reading. We've all said from time to time, right? Oh, I know what he's thinking, or I know what she's thinking. I know what they're gonna think, right? Well, the truth is that if you arbitrarily conclude that someone is reacting negatively or thinking negatively, especially as pertains to you, and you don't really like check it out or ask them, hey, did what I say bother you? You just assume that they're bothered, or that it's about you, or that their attitude or words are reflective of something to do with you. That would be called mind reading. And as far as I know, unless you're a psychic, and some people are, or you have a crystal ball, right? This is not something that you're going to be capable of doing. So it's simply not going to apply to you. What about minimization? Minimization is similar to over-exaggeration, except, of course, it's the opposite. So this would mean that positive events or happenings in your life, personal achievements, things like that, accomplishments, things that you have done well, you inappropriately shrink the size of them, downplay them, minimize them until they seem so unimportant. So obviously that's not in your best interest to build self-esteem, to be able to better discern for oneself, right? What are my talents and abilities and skills, and what are the things I really need to work on, and the things that are, you know, my deficits. So if we minimize our accomplishments, achievements, and personal goal accomplishments, then you know, we're not going to have high self-esteem. We're not going to have a good grasp on self-acceptance. And we're certainly not going to be able to discern what things we need to improve upon because we are not actually giving ourselves credit for the things that we're doing well. Let's do one more. We're at almost 5 minutes. And I like I said, to keep these short. So what about oppositional thinking? That is where you take the opposite side of a position, argument, or I don't know, idea, right? Without actually considering the merits of the idea that's been presented. I like to call this being contrary. Some folks tend to be more contrary than others, and often that has a lot to do with the way that we think, right? So if you want to be devil's advocate a lot, you might want to check that out. What's behind that? What is the reason that you feel you need to be contrary in scenarios when there are multiple opinions, basically? Anyway, I hope that these few cognitive distortions help you out, identify whether or not you engage in these, and we all, as I've said previously, engage in some of these. Most people do not engage in all of the cognitive distortions. We tend to have a few favorites that we stick to, the old tried and true ones. So my goal for you is that you will look into these cognitive distortions, discover for yourself which ones you're prone to using, and catch them when you start thinking in these terms, and then change it around. And hit me with a comment. Let me know if any of these things are helping you, if you've been able to feel more happy more consistently. And don't forget, like, subscribe, share videos if you think that this might help somebody. And by all means, have a great day. Come back and see some more videos later on. I can't wait to see you. Bye.